Don't look at my hair. I had a bit of a lazy day today. I really, one of those days where you really can't be bothered at all with the day. You just think bollocks. It's one of those bed days. You just flop out and don't do anything and sit around the house in your pajamas. I didn't sit around the house in my pajamas, just in case you're wondering. No, I did get dressed, but I didn't have a shower, and that was the one thing I didn't do today. And then my mum wanted me to do loads of cleaning. Yay! So I did loads of cleaning. Yay! And my sister went to school. I didn't go to school because I couldn't be bothered. I'm not gonna lie about it. I could not be bothered to go to school. But it's not just the school. It was the whole, the nose. I couldn't be bothered to explain the nose. And my computing teacher would pester me until I gave her a reason why I didn't want to talk about my nose. And I would get annoyed with her, and I would get fed up. And she would get fed up, and I had a feeling I may have ended up swearing at her if I'd gone in today. So I decided, for everyone else's benefit, and my own benefit, and my head's benefit, because I get to keep my head, it's best if I don't go in and swear at my computing teacher when she pesters me about what happened to my nose. So yeah, so those are the reasons why I didn't go in. I hope you can understand. If you can't, then up yours. Basically, it was one of those days. I'm just going to keep on saying that. It was one of those days where I can't be bothered to go in. Just one of those days. One of those days. You know the days. Everyone knows the days. And everyone criticises you because it's one of those days. And you're like, oh, that's so disgusting. You can't have one of those days. It's vile. Oh, I can't imagine you're having one of those days, especially on a weekday. That's disgusting, one of these days. And then, of course, they have one too. They have their own days. They have one of those days where you just, one of those days where you just don't do anything. That's what it is. Today is one of those days. It's a Friday. It's just one of those days, One of those days. You can probably guess. If you hadn't seen the title of this video, you can probably guess what it's going to be called. Friday! No. One of those days. It is. I have my breakfast in my room. The bowl is still there. It's just one of those days. It's one of those days where you just don't do anything except I had to do loads of washing and drying of clothes. But apart from that, it's just one of those days. I had an egg for lunch. I was going to hard boil it and then mash it up and do something with it after that, but I didn't. I just ate the egg. I peeled the shell off after I hard boiled it and just ate it. Just because it's, you're allowed. You're allowed on one of these days, one of those days of the year. It's just one of those days. I'm going to stop stressing how much, because it's been 3¼ minutes that I've been going on about it being one of those days. But it is. You know those days where you can't be bothered. You can't be bothered with the life that you lead. You just want to sit in and have one of those days where you don't do anything. And that's what happened. And of course, with dire consequences, because now my hair is not washed. So it's one of those days where you don't wash your hair as well. So I didn't have a shower. It's really skanky. You're going to criticise me for it, but you have those days too. You have, it's one of those days and you can't be bothered to get up. Maybe a weekend for you because maybe you go to school or work or whatever. But for me today, I didn't go into school. I just had one of those days. And that's what it was. Of course, I did have one of those days on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday as well. No, Thursday I had to shower and got dressed and everything, but I was in hospital on Wednesday, so I didn't have a shower. But that doesn't really count as one of those days. Oh, it's one of those days where I spend the night in hospital. That doesn't really count. That was just one of those days. It's one of those days, was it? Yeah, it was one of those days, one of those. But yeah, again, this is all unedited because I just couldn't be bothered. It's one of those days. It's one of those days where you just can't be bothered. You know how it is, where you just can't be bothered to edit your daily vlog and upload it to YouTube. It's one of those days where you just can't be bothered. And basically, although I haven't talked about what I did today, that is basically what I did today, because it's one of those days. I have, for those of you who are the 3D fan people, I made this, if you're interested. Wait, let me just load it up. Oh, stop pressing Windows, stupid computer. My computer's having one of those days as well. Oh no, I have to hold shift. I can't bugger! Wait. Thank you. Ah, there we go. It's one of those days and... Oh, my computer stopped responding. There we go. Look. Yes, this is the thing that I was doing today, as well as all the cleaning and everything. It is lightning from Final Fantasy 13. But besides that, it's just one of those days. I don't know if I can even be bothered to do the magical rainbow annotation. I might just put it round here. But I will, because it's disheartening if I don't do it. You'll be disappointed. Did I just press something? Oh no, I pressed left. Oh look, it's my phone. It's a pretty old phone, but I like it. It's a Sony Ericsson K27050 bollocks, 2 megapixel camera. Bearing in mind my last phone had a camera. I think it was VGA. I don't know what VGA stands for. Basically crap. Well, they just don't label it crap. Because it is, you know, I think, actually, wait. I'm filming in VGA! Oh crap! It doesn't matter. It's just one of those days. And on that note, screen back around facing me so I can see what I'm doing. I pointed to the right side, done it! Look guys, I'm really getting the hang of pointing to the right side. Because for me, I do previous video this side. Because, you know, that's left, you know, previous video is that way. Whereas for you guys, of course, because it's all mirrored, I have to do previous video to the right, and it feels weird doing, you know, previous video on my channel, etc. Okay, here we go. And then I, of course, now have to change hands, so I don't have to go, next video. I can just switch hands and do it much easier. Why am I talking about my magical rainbow identification? Let's just get it over with, for God's sake. It's just one of those days. 7 minutes long, one of those days. Previous video, check out my channel, subscribe to me. See, see what I did there? Send me a message, upload a video response, next video. Ah, can't quite hit that note. I've got a cold and it's one of those days. So if I can't hit the note, it's just because it's one of those days. Next video. No, it's not happening. Carving tea out.